A very good morning to you all, students. Today, in organization chapter, we will be doing centralization and decentralization. In this clip, what are the things that we will be doing today? I have just written, you can just have a look. Concept of decentralization, importance of decentralization, relation between delegation and decentralization. So these three topics we will be covering today. So let us see one pic of centralization and decentralization. Now here in the pic you can have a look in the first one, that is centralization. The center is very important here. Here the center indicates the top level management. So in centralization, it is the top level management which is giving all kinds of instruction to the lower level management, and it is the top level management which is doing all type of decision making, and it is the subordinates are just taking the decisions of the top level management. Now when you see decentralization, you can see the arrow moving here and there. So here the decision making power is distributed amongst the management people at all levels. So this is what is decentralization. So let us see here centralization. Centralization refers to concentration of decision making power at the top level of management. So concentration of decision making power, any decision that has to be made by the top level management, and no one else in the organization will be making the decision. So this is what is centralization. Now what is decentralization? It refers to evenly and systematic distribution of decisions from top level of management to middle level and lower level. So the decision making authority has been distributed amongst all the levels of management, whether it is a top level, middle level or lower level. Here the topmost level management is doing strategic planning, major policy formulation, so they make decisions on that. Middle level have their own role in their departments, and lower level have their own decisions to be made at the operational level. So central decentralization happens usually when the organization is growing bigger and bigger. As the organization grows in size, there is a tendency to move towards decentralization, because employees who are directly involved with certain operations tend to have more knowledge than the top managers. So the ones who are working on a certain level are having more knowledge, and since the organization is very big, the top management might not understand the problems that has to be faced by the lower level management or middle level management. So these operational heads can take decisions, and therefore decentralization becomes important as in how the company is growing big. So this is what is decentralization. Now just see the difference again. Centralization, the retention of power and authority with respect to planning and decisions with the top management. So retaining of power of and authority with the top management. And what is decentralization? The dissemination or spread of authority, responsibility and accountability to the various management levels. So this is what is decentralization. So here you are coming across three words that we have done earlier also: authority, responsibility and accountability. If you remember, it was delegation. Okay, when we were doing delegation last class, we have also talked about authority, responsibility, accountability, but decentralization is a bit different from delegation. Okay, so we'll go about this in the next clip. Now just let me have go through the importance of decentralization. Develops initiative amongst the subordinates. Okay, so when the subordinates are given an opportunity to make decisions, they become self-reliant, confident, and also provide a positive work environment. It leads to initiative. Now subordinates now get have the initiative to come up willingly and take their responsibility. So it promotes self reliance and confidence, as lower management levels are given freedom to take decisions and therefore initiative. Now next is develops managerial talents for future. The work of the top managers now are being shared by the other executives, so of taking decisions, exercising judgment, etc. This enhances the skill and knowledge of the managers at the junior or lower level. So this is what gives a reservoir of qualified manpower who can be considered for promotion, because these are the ones they are handling the job of the top level management. So for promotion these individuals can be considered, therefore develops managerial talent for future. Quick decision making. Now there is quick decision making in decentralization, because they need not wait for anyone to instruct them. They need not wait for asking anyone for any kind of decision that can be made by them. So they need not go to the higher authority every time. So most of the decisions can be taken on their own, and it does not have to pass through a long channel of communication, as I told you, the scalar chain. So immediate decisions is being made, and this helps quick decision making. So in decentralization, decisions are taken at levels close to the point of action, and there is no requirement for approval from many levels. The process is much faster. So this next three we'll go into. Relief to top management. Now how is the top management relieved? When the top management is giving some of its work of decision making to the lower level management, middle level management, they are relieved of some time. So this time that can be used for making strategic planning, major policy formulation, etc. So decentralization relieves the top management from operational decisions at the lower level, so they get more time to devote on important policy decisions. Now next is facilitates growth. Now when the departments, each department head is getting the power to make their own decisions, so this allows them to function in a manner best suited to their department and promotes competition amongst departments. Now there is develops, because they are taking their own decisions, so this develops a sense of competition amongst the departments, as each department tries to put their best effort, and therefore overall productivity increases, and this facilitates growth. So decentralization allows greater autonomy, that is freedom, to lower level management as well as divisional head. This allows them to function in the best possible or suited manner, and each department tries to do their best, which increases productivity. Now next is better control. Now since in decentralization managers at the middle level, lower level are taking their own decisions, so now it is easy to make people accountable for their result. Now they will be responsible for their result because they are taking their decisions. So decentralization helps evaluate performance of each department. Department can be individually held responsible for their result. So the control system is better in decentralization. Okay, so this is it, children, for importance. Now just let us just have an example here with that is that we want to know the relationship between delegation and decentralization. So let us just have a look. So here decentralization means distribution of authority throughout the organization. As I told you now, that decentralization is distribution of decision making authority throughout the organization. That is, all the people in all the levels of organization are given the authority to take decisions. But when we were talking about delegation, children, we were just talking about sharing the authority between two individuals, that is the superior and the subordinate. So this is a major difference between delegation and decentralization. So when we talk about decentralization, we are talking about the whole organization. But when we are talking about delegation, we are just talking about sharing of responsibility or authority between the superior and the subordinate. So it can be superior from whichever department, but it's just talking about two individuals there. That is, in decentralization, authority is shared between different superiors and subordinates in all departments. This is decentralization, all departments we are talking about, and all levels of management. So just let us see this clip example here. Suppose Suppose in an organization, leave application are approved by the general manager. So the general manager is approving of any kind of leave application in the organization. People go on leave. So who will approve this leave? It was the general manager. Now the general manager feels overburdened and transfers this authority to personal manager. So the general manager, since he is having a lot of workload, so he is passing on his work to the personal manager. So can you guess what is this? This is just between two people. So this is the case of delegation of authority. If the general manager gives authority to various departmental heads, the various departmental heads of that is production, sales, marketing, whichever department in the organization. Now if the general manager gives this authority to all the departmental heads in the organization to approve the leave application of their department, this is the case of decentralization. So I hope it is clear to all of you, children, what is delegation, what is decentralization. We will be doing the differences together in the next clip, and thereafter we'll be winding up the chapter. Thank you to all of you. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.